Hello everyone! I ended up going to the craft store today to get some stuff for other videos. And as I was walking around the craft store, I saw this one product and I was like, have I attempted to knit with that yet? And I quickly looked through my list of videos and realized I haven't knitted with that yet. So I bought some and I'm going to knit with them today. Today we are going to knit with pipe cleaners. So we're going to try to knit with some of them, and then we're also going to crochet with one of them. Just open this up. Staple's strong here. The force is strong with this one. Is that an actual quote? I don't know. Ooh, the tinsel's literally everywhere here. These are cheap. I mean, technically, I expect this can work because, like, it's a long straight stick, but we'll see. We'll see. The wire is also really, really flexible, so I don't know how well this is going to work. Maybe not quite so tight with this guy. Five is going to be enough. Honestly, going to like some craft stores, it depends on the craft store, honestly, but like I go to certain craft stores and it's like a nostalgia thing. Like you go in and it's like, oh, I remember this. Joann's currently has the better selection of yarn. Michael's has the better selection of like general art supplies, I would say. But if you want only like fine art supplies, you go to Dick Blick. Eucret's not bad either, but I haven't been to a Eucret in a while. AC Moore was nice. But AC Moore shut down, so they're not really part of our calculations anymore. There we go, we got our first row done. Have to be careful this doesn't poke me in the eye. But fortunately, like the longer ends are like away from my eyes, so I don't think it's going to matter too much. That's like one of the nice things about wearing glasses. I don't really wear glasses on the YouTube videos because the camera's pretty close to me most of the time. Also, I don't really want the reflecting part with the video, but when I'm like out and about in the real world, I'm wearing glasses 99% of the time. Simply because I need them to see things far away, and I often drive to places now, so I cannot drive without my glasses. There is a lot of friction going on here. But it's kind of nice wearing glasses. Like, one of the benefits is you kind of got this built-in windshield, so like when water flicks in your face or things flick in your face, it stops before you reach your eyes. It's kind of like when you're watching a baseball game and you got the netting right in front of home plate, so you see the baseball coming towards you, and then boom, it just falls. It's kind of like that. Okay. Say we got one more row here. I mean, obviously it's kind of like getting somewhat bent as it's like conforming to my hands. But that's not really a problem. I mean, we have circular knitting needles for a reason. Now it's trying to be difficult. And it's catching on to the yarn. Ah! Like the first 2 rows I felt like were a lot easier than this one for whatever reason. All right. I mean, it's not my best knitting ever, but it's not my worst knitting ever either. It's not bad. Anyway, we're going to try with a different ball of yarn here. I'm going to turn this into a crochet hook. So I'm just going to like bend this like this and then bend this like that. We're also going to twist this around a little bit. And we'll see how well this works as a hook. I mean, obviously, the one downside is the fact that the friction is out of this world. Clearly, it's like, if you do it too tight, it's not coming off. And that's kind of be expected with the pipe cleaners. Even if I'd chosen like the softer furry ones instead of this more metallic-y type. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should probably do one more. I could be one off. You know, like one of the hardest parts of my job right now is when I have to count objects. Because, I mean, I know how to count, but I lose track. Anyway, I don't trust myself to count farther above 10. So I end up doing a lot of math. It's like, okay, I've got 40 items in this spot. I have four groups of 10. 4 times 10 is 40. I'm good. I know other people are able to count a lot faster than that. There's probably a method for counting faster than that. But often when I count, I'll usually end up adding, like I'll end up like not counting the first one, and then I end up having like I'll think I'm one item short, and then I end up counting again, and then all the items are there. Which, if this happened, like by the 5th time this happened to the night, I'm usually shouting, I can't count! I have a college degree, but sometimes the simple stuff eludes me, you know? I also work at a workplace where most of the time when someone yells, it's not heard. There's actually one time recently where like someone was yelling and it was like, oh my gosh, this person's actually like mad. But there are like some people, they yell and it's like, oh, that's just them. Which after a time in like the education system where we weren't even allowed to talk during our free time. I'm looking at elementary school. To be in a workplace where you can just yell and no one even knows, like no one even cares, it's kind of exciting. Although there was recently a manager who was saying, like, we're close to the end of the night, and I gave what I thought was a cheer, but I think it was more of a shriek, and she gave me this dirty look, and I felt so bad. Because it's like, I wasn't trying to make fun of you, I was just trying to join in with your enthusiasm, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's like, we're not going to do that with that particular one again. Oh yeah, in case it wasn't obvious, I'm doing the typical single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. So I'm on the half double crochet row right now. Ooh, the birds are awake and tweeting today. Birds are very chirpy. In my backyard, we tend to get, I would say the two main birds that we tend to get are robins and cardinals. Sometimes we'll get a mourning dove. We used to have a bird feeder, but when the bird feeder started bringing pigeons to the yard, Mom was like, we're not doing this anymore. Because pigeons are bullies. There was one year where the robins tried to build a nest on like a light bulb, and it wasn't really working out, and Dad noticed this, so he built them a ledge, and it took him over a year. But then they actually used the ledge for their nest, which was nice. But then we couldn't open the door for several weeks because every time we did, the robins would freak out. And we didn't want to cause that. We didn't want the poor robins to freak out. They were just trying to raise their family. The main animals we get in my backyard are birds, squirrels, and rabbits. The squirrels are the comedians. They do some of the funniest stuff. But the rabbits are the most adorable. There's also slugs in our backyard too, if I look in the right spot. But I haven't actually looked there in quite a while. I used to love to play with the slugs when I was really younger. They were really cool for whatever reason. Just like that oozy mass. Super slow. And they're very... I think I liked slugs because they were very easy to pick up and they weren't freaked out when I picked them up. And I always put them back. There you go. We're almost through this row here. I hope I've been doing the right stitch all this time. like you kind of just get so into the moment. It's like, oh wait, was I actually doing that? Like, I experience that moment all the time with like certain activities. It's like, oh wait, did I brush my teeth? Or like, did I flush the toilet? It's like the activity, like, it's such an innocuous thing now, and it's like, I've done this task so many times. Sometimes you just have to like go back and it's like, oh yeah, it was flushed. I just have no recollection of this task ever happening, but it happened because clearly the toilet bowl is clean. That might have been a little bit TMI. Oh well. Yeah, this is the crochet. I mean, it's a bit more gappy than I would like. There's a lot more holes. I would like it to be tighter, but it's soft. The knitting seemed to the pipe cleaners seem to handle the knitting better than the crochet. And you can do both tasks with pipe cleaners, but as we usually find out with these things, knitting needles and crochet hooks are made for a reason. It's because they're the best tool for the job. Anyway, that was today's entertainment. Have a nice day.